This is Mandee with Horse Family Magazine, and I'm in Sackets Harbor, New York today, standing here with Jon Constance, who is one of the Sackets Six and one of the original 10 owners of Funny Cide. So, Jon, what brings Funny Cide all the way from Kentucky to New York today?
Well, Funny Cide is coming into New York to do a special function at Saratoga, and we were fortunate enough to be able to steal him up here for a few hours. As you can see, you've been here most of the day. The Funny Cide has a lot of adoring fans in the North Country, and we're just tickled to death to have him here to say hello.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit of the history. Like, I was reading online that the six of you are six high school buddies. Now, what prompted you to buy a horse, and what did your family say when you said, we're going to buy this horse?
Well, we were partying over at our neighbor's house on a Saturday afternoon and had quite a few cocktails. And so we all decided to get together on my front porch the next day because the idea came up about getting a horse. Anybody that wanted to get in, show up. Anybody that didn't, no questions asked. So we all sat on the porch, and one by one they came, and we said, my God, we're missing one guy, and it was Harold Kring. We looked down the street, and he came both feet, just slowly dragging him up the street, because the buy-in was $5,000. Now, $5,000 is a lot of money. It was a lot of money to us then, it's a lot of money to us now. But we are so happy we got involved with horse racing.
Now, I had a question from Twitter just yesterday. One of our followers online wants to know, are you still involved in horse racing now that Funny Cide is retired? What kind of involvement do you have in the horse racing industry?
Well, we've been involved with several horses before Funny Cide. Our first horse was called Sackets Six, and then after Funny Cide, there was 3 or 4 other horses, and then it's kind of gotten into a fractional share business, which is awesome. It gives people an opportunity to invest in a racehorse, go to the track, have ownership, if you will, and that's called Sackatoga Stables, and I think we're up to number 4 in Sackatoga Stables, of which I am only a member of 1 and 2. So our horses really aren't running now, but there are still Sackatoga Stables horses running. Funny Cide was just such a big part of our life that it became kind of hard to share that with other horses, quite frankly.
Now, what's one of the favorite memories that you have of Funny Cide? I'm sure there's plenty, but what's one of your favorites?
Oh, dear. I mean, there's been so many. Funny Cide has just enriched our lives and our families' lives. Obviously, the Kentucky Derby was just an absolute unbelievable moment. There was a lot of, as you know, there's 10 owners of Funny Cide, 6 right here from Sackets, and they only had seats for 2 owners on the front line, so the rest of us were back up in the sections, and when the horse won, we said, oh my God, we never thought we'd have to find the winner's circle. So we're carousing down, owners, let us through, please. And we get down there, and I remember walking across the track. The crowd is just roaring. It's the largest sporting event in the nation. That's how many people are there. It's roaring, and I stopped. I just stopped, and I turned around and looked, and I don't think I've ever seen so many people in my life just screaming. I'll never forget that. And I got into the winner's circle, and how many people can say they've been in the winner's circle of the Kentucky Derby? I mean, some of the guys were laying on the grass doing angels.
Wow. Well, some of our viewers, I'm sure, don't know that much about horse racing. So what does a typical day at the races look like for most people?
Well, our typical day, because we're all family people, is generally, sometimes we get to the track just before the races. A lot of real true horse fans like to get there early. They like to tailgate early, they like to set up the picnic table, especially in Saratoga. They make a real long day of it. We get there generally noonish, if you will, hang out until the last race. We're not heavy bettors. I bet $20 now and then. You don't have to bet a lot to have fun at the track. It's just fun to pick a horse. Yeah, that looks good. Throw $2 on it, and when it wins, it's just awesome feeling.
Now, for people who want to learn more about Funny Cide, I heard there's a book out. Where can people learn more about him?
Well, there is a FunnyCide.com that we keep fairly updated. The book is available. You can see it on eBay. The book sold out, frankly. There are audio tapes for those that prefer that. Or they can just come to Sackets Harbor, look for a Funny Cide owner, and we'll talk all day.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jon. This is Mandee with Horse Family Magazine at horsefamilymagazine.com.